everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here with Spellbinders, because we always have a fun Spellbinders week, but we're going to condense that. And today I am featuring the Glimmer and Embossing folder for May of 2023. Now, the Glimmer has an add-on that's available. So these sentiments all work together, and you'll see what they create. It's a balloon, but it's really cool how it comes together. So we're going to take care of all of the foiling because I must have some of these sentiments in my stash. And you'll see the two different ways, that's what I'm going to show you today, two different ways that you can use these sentiments. The foil for this month is Rainbow Confetti. It is awesome. It doesn't look great on the foil. It looks like a bunch of blobs, which, okay, you know, can work. But when you foil with this, it comes out really neat. Cool. Say cool. So you can see I'm just setting up my hinges with the sentiments and I'm placing my foil underneath. Now don't worry, all of these scraps that you see, I have a big pot that I use. And every once in a while I love to pull out my foil, my Spellbinders Glimmer machine, and just heat set away. And just have fun with foiling so that I can have some sentiments when I need one in a pinch. So now that we're all ready, we are going to start foiling. You can see these are wonderfully big sentiments. I'm going to come in and just keep doing that over and over. And I chose bright cardstock. Now these are different weights cardstocks when it comes to the foiling. Now I like to use the shim, a piece of cardstock, and the plate on top, and I always do get really great results. If I have any ghosting of the foil in areas where it shouldn't have been, could be because I used too big of a piece of foil, and that's okay. I try to trim them down, but I just come in with a white eraser. You can use a sand eraser, but I do like the white one as well. I think it works best. And that's how you set up the die. So there's a top, there's a bottom, and then you have this arc over top, and then the bottom part of the balloon. So this is going to make a great, absolutely great shaker card. Now when those two dies come together, you may have to just come in with a pair of scissors just to clip that through. So here you can see when I'm cutting this, I'm keeping the band that is created. Now that's one way to use your sentiment. Here's another way. I am just going to cut around it, do some fussy cutting around my sentiment to match the width from the die. That's another way, and you're going to see that one in another video. Yes, that yellow one. When things are really close together, sometimes the foil doesn't disconnect. I just grab a brush and brush away, and it takes off all the extra foil that doesn't leave a mark. So here we have our sentiments, and again, for every sentiment, whether it's the Glimmer kit of the month or the add-on that they have available, there is a top and a bottom die for each of the sentiments. Then you take and you tape these in place. Get these right in place so that they don't shift. Now you want to take the arc, and you can see it fits right next to that sentiment, that die on the top, and then the same thing with the bottom. It'll connect right underneath it. So you want them touching. And use your tape. Now I love the Spellbinders tape for foiling. It does not leave a residue. I personally have had not such good luck using regular washi tape because it gets gummy underneath it. But this tape does not. And it does not tear my paper. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. Now that I've die cut that one, I've got the top and the bottom. I'm now connecting the loop above, and now I'm going to connect the loop below. And yes, since it is coming off of that page, it will cut through. There is a die cut line from the bottom of the balloon. And you can see we're just going to remove the top and the bottom, and we have a sentiment in the center of the balloon. which awesome, awesome shaker cards. You can also do what I'm about to do. So I'm going to use the embossing folder for the month of May. And I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you the names. So the Glimmer is called Silhouette Balloon Greetings. And remember, there's an add-on. And here, this embossing folder is called Candles for Every Day. I'm going to run that through my Platinum 6. And I'm going to get a really neat impression of all of these birthday candles. Once I have those, we're going to add a little bit of color. So we're going to add some yellow. I dug into my Simon Says Positively inks, and I'm just putting ink everywhere. I'm not being, oh, I need to put this on the flame, or oh, I want this to be on this candle. I'm just having fun, adding some ink, trying to be just on the top, but it does get to the base, and that's okay. So I went with a bright yellow, a bright pink, and a bright lime green. And I'm using my blending brushes just to add that color. So it just adds just a little bit of color. Now, you could go with one. You could put the ink on the base in your embossing folder and create your image that way. I'm going to take this panel and I'm going to put it directly on top of the embossing panel. So instead of having a shaker card, just create a really cute background. And I thought this embossing folder was perfect for that. I'm going to add a little bit of blue around the edges just to somewhat frame that image. And these are trimmed to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's going to fill up the entire front of my standard A2 size card base. I'm going to get that ready and adhere that right onto the front. Now, I did make another one. It was actually the first one that I made. I'm like, let's add some color. So here's the one that we made on our video today. It says make a wish. We've got those beautiful colors in the back. And then I just embossed a piece of white cardstock and didn't add any ink. And you can see you've got those candles going around the top, and it makes a great design. As always, I hope you enjoyed some of the ideas that I showed you, some tips and tricks. But by all means, remember, I have the products listed down below, along with all the other clubs that they have to their shop, and also the gallery, so that you can be inspired by many others. Enjoy your art you are creating and have fun with the process. Don't get frustrated. You create your way. But remember, it's always most important for me on this. Always be creative. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Till then.